everything I wanted a year ago, I have right now. But it's funny because if you look short term, it doesn't feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel that way. I wake up. I'm gonna be honest with you, Tim. I woke up this morning, went to go train. Same thing. It's Wednesday. Same, do my thing every day. I train Monday through Friday at least. Sometimes even Saturday, depending on what the block is like.
Yeah.
I train. I literally sat in my car for probably 15 minutes when I got to the gym, and I was like, not feeling it today.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a physical thing. My body felt fine. I could perform. It was mentally.
Yeah.
I was losing the mental battle. I was like, what if I don't make it? What if I don't make it to play pro football? What if all this training I did the last 4 months and the last 15 years of my life? What if it means nothing? I was like, what? I kept. This was today, Tim. I'm not even kidding.
No, it's not gonna go. It's not gonna go away tomorrow, brother. It's there.
No.
That voice is always gonna be there.
That self-doubt creeps in. I was like, what if it doesn't happen? Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to face it. I don't know all the people I let down, all the people that were, supporting me that I'm going to, inevitably let down myself. I mean, like, I told myself, I can't. I've come too far.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't work out. Tim, I'm sitting there like I was going through my warm-ups and like I'm not locked in mentally. So I took a slow warm-up, like so slow because I needed to like get
Build
into
up.
the flow.
Yeah.
Again, it just wasn't physical. My body felt fine. I felt like it was normal Wednesday. I feel like I always feel. Mentally, I wasn't locked in. I wasn't, and it wasn't anything. It wasn't my fault. I just that happens sometimes. You ain't gonna be on every day.
Yep.
I eased into it, but then eventually, like I got more loose, and then I don't know what I did. I was doing some field work too, and I stuck my foot in the ground, got out of a break, and I said, "Nah, I'm that dude."
That's awesome,
I don't know what
dude.
it did. I felt it in that break. No. Forget what you're thinking. Forget the self-doubt. Forget whatever is happening. You're in this moment right now. You're that dude. You're the Lee Pitts you always wanted to be. You're the Lee Pitts of today that Lee Pitts a year ago would have dreamed of. Like, no,
Yep.
Forget that. You're that dude. And I had to will myself to finish the workout to the best of my abilities. And I started driving home like, you did that. Because you weren't supposed to do that. Nothing about your mental was right. But you did that because you zoomed out. You didn't think about today. You didn't think about, you zoomed out and you thought Lee Pitts a year ago would dream. He dreamed of being this Lee Pitts. So that's how I looked at it. And Tim, I'm not even lying. This happened today, bro. So,
yeah, no, I believe it, and it's like I said, it's gonna happen tomorrow. It's gonna continuously happen, even like when your career is like done, like years down the line. But it's like it's gonna happen in all aspects of life, right? You're constantly battling with, oh, you're not good enough, like all this other stuff, right? Your head is like comparing yourself constantly. That's not healthy. It's really just comparing yourself to who you were, like you just said, outward, who you were a year ago, who you were a month ago, a week ago, yesterday. Being 1% better, right? That's what it's all about, and that's what's awesome about what you says. Like that's the arena, baby. That's football. That's performing. When you hone your craft, when you spend so much time, it's so much part of your identity. It's your core. When you have all these doubts, you have all this mental BS. That's what it is, right? It's just you thinking too much. When you actually have to get down and perform for those 5 seconds, however long, I don't want to say it, but you're like a god. Like you're just like, you're it. You know what I'm saying? And that's blasphemy, whatever the heck. I'm not trying to do that, but I'm saying like you are unstoppable. Ultimate confidence. And like that is so therapeutic for all the nonsense that goes on. It's like straight serotonin. Like it's just, it helps you so much with all that, the performance side of it, and then going home to getting that win, right? First of all, you already won the battle by driving there, right? Because a lot of people won't even take that. They won't even put the shoes on. They'll have that mental battle before they even leave the house, right? So it's about setting your life up in the way that you take your mental out of it. Because you're going to, it's not that you're going to lose all the time. Like, people are stronger than others, like, mentally. But as far as, presenting yourself with the battle, if you can remove the battle entirely, you've won. You know what I'm saying? So you drove to the gym. You're not going to not do anything already, right? You were doing something today. That is the win. And you're stacking those wins by getting, field work too, by doing all this other stuff, getting the slow warm-up, whatever you got to do to get to perform. And then once you get there and you're actually doing it, to your standard and, feeling that confidence, then you're booming the rest of the day, right?
Yeah, sports are so – and this ties into, just overall mental health. It's there's so many aspects of mental health that, that's becoming more – talked about. It's becoming more normalized to talk about mental health, especially in athletes, especially in males, and that's good. That's because you need to identify that, because one thing you can't do is act like it's not there.
Yep.
One thing you can't do is act like, well, no, not me. this isn't gonna happen to me, or you have to identify that. So like for me, like every day that you wake up, it's like you have that self doubt, you have that anxiety, you have that whatever it is. It's like how are you gonna deal with it? And everyone's got their own approach. And I'm not saying my way is right or other way, but like I zoom out. I look at where am I at now? Where was I at a year ago? Am I happy where I'm at? Is this where I want to be? And then from there, I start stacking blocks, like you said. Like I'm not gonna quit here. I've come too far. Like there's no, I'm not taking that walk home. I'm not taking that walk home. I'm keeping pushing forward.
What's interesting is, like you said, it's not just the peaks, it's not just the day-to-day 5 seconds of glory, but it's the valleys, and that's what sports do. What's crazy with me with football, like especially that time I was in Colorado, where I was really experiencing, well, not just Colorado, like all throughout my football career, it's been peaks and valleys, right? Like it gets you great highs and it'll take you really low too. And back before I had other purpose and I had other things I cared about it as much or if not more, when football was my everything for the most part, obviously I always have a background for my family and like that's always driving, that's part of my why. But when it comes to just football and performance or not, when you like I had one session with a therapist about it because I was going through a lot of stuff in Colorado. I was like away from family. It was cold and it sucked. And so I talked to I did one of those free 1 hour consultations, whatever. And like I described it as like, it's the cause of so much of my problems, but it's also the solution because I get to like, because I get to like erase all of my worry and all my doubt for 3 hours and just compete and just, and there's so many good parts of it. And but it's like also like there's so much responsibility and so much performance and cold hard. Like, did you get the job done or not? And then it's like your mental goes down when it's like you're not getting the job done, and it's like, why? What are you doing? How can you get better, right? And then also you're right, how we need to address the mental battle part of it. It's very prevalent in men and in all of today's society throughout sports, but the I'll say toxic masculinity, but I think that is helpful in a lot of times. Like the answer is no one cares, work harder. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And where that's not a mental answer you want to hear, but it will get you moving rather than sitting and wallowing in that despair. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's two sides of the coin, and like it's like I said, there's the dichotomy of football and like so many aspects of it where it's like at conflicting points, but it's also merging them and just forging men. You know what I'm saying? Like giving them trials, giving them obstacles, having them overcome it.
I think about that too. It's like, why do I like the sport of football has given me my highest highs and my lowest lows of life.
Yep.
Of life, not of the sport of life. Like my most down times in my entire life have been inadvertently as a result of football. My most up times in my life have been tied to football.
Yeah.
And it makes you think like, well, why do you put yourself through that? It's like, because I love it.
You're chasing glory.
Because I love it. You're telling me all I have to do is be down for 3 weeks to be up for 1 week mentally I'm taking that. Like,
yeah.
But it's the character building as well. Like we talk about, it's like I've been through it. Like I've taken myself places I never thought I could take myself. So and football was a result of that, and football was the reason for that. Like so for me, like on the field, off the field, it doesn't matter. Like I know I can take myself way further than I ever believe I can because all I have to do is keep putting one step in front of the other. Like I especially with football, I haven't seen the light at the end of the tunnel in so many situations, but I'm gonna keep walking.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep walking. That's what it is. And then even today, like when I talked about it, like what I was going through is like I made sure I was completely still for a couple of minutes because I wanted to feel everything that was happening today. Because you'll I start thinking about I'm already starting to get texts from people saying like, hey, like it's draft week, like good luck, hopefully you get signed, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, yeah, shit.
This is like you did everything you could. It's at a certain point, time is going to pass, and the result's going to show up. You've done the work, right. And now it's like time to see.
There's nothing I can do at this point. Everything I'm doing training wise is just in preparation for rookie minicamp. For whatever team that wants to bring me in. So I'm just sitting here. I'm like, I was completely still. I was sitting on the field. It was breeze. It was nice. There was no one out there. I was like, I got to be here and present right now and feel whatever's happening and feel why I'm feeling this way and understand the why behind everything. And I'm a big why guy. I like to know the why behind everything. Coaches get annoyed by that sometimes because they'll be like, all right, Pitts, run this. And I'm like, okay, well, so why exactly do we run it this way? working with a trainer, like, all right, so we're gonna do this. I'm like, so why does this translate exactly to football? Like,
Yeah.
I'm the why. I just always like to know why. And a big thing with your mental health is finding out why.
Yeah.
Why are you feeling this way? What made you feel this way? Why are you? You have to know the why behind things, and that's always helped me with my mental health and getting me through things. Just sitting here, I'm like, all right, why do I feel this way today? There's a lot of pressure on your shoulders, Lee. There's a lot. Everything you worked for the last 15 years is pretty much coming due at the end of this week.
Yep.
That's a good reason why. Good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good talk.
Some people
zoom
never
out.
know.
Look where you're at. Zoom out. But look where you're at. Look how far you've come. Look at the obstacles you've climbed. Look how many things you've accomplished to get here. Win or lose, you've won.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Win or lose, you've won. And that's how I like to look at it. And I'm going to keep moving forward in every aspect with that same mindset. I'm going to keep building off that in football and in life.
Well, that's what's great is that like that message you wrote, like you've won, you've done your goal, you've accomplished that, right? You've performed at the level you're supposed to, and you've done your due diligence, and you've performed in the test, right? So it's like
Right.
now all you can do is wait, and I know that part is like super anxious and no one wants to hear it, but I'm so excited for you.